Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Yes, I have a few minutes here. I was getting some things around. Kids are quiet. Dave's home. He didn't sleep real good last night, so he's kind of snoozing here just a little bit too before he gets up and does a bunch of errands. But the kids are quiet, so is he. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to finish doing what I was doing. I kind of started this earlier, and then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do a live. If you know, you know, right? So guys, it's Jan here coming to you live. Okay, if you can see a red live up in that corner, that just means you are catching me live on Facebook, and you can feel free to interact with me while we're on here, ask questions, or just say hello. I'd love it if you would say hello if you're on here with me live. Let me know where you're watching from, okay? If you're catching it when it says was live up there, that just means you're catching the replay, and that is fantastic too. I love anybody who takes time out of their day to listen to crazy old me. And you can type replay in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning from. Like I said, my name is Jan. I live in Nebraska. Steamy, heat-packed Nebraska today. At 7 o'clock this morning, I looked, and our temperature was 83 with a feels like of 87 already. That was at 7 o'clock, and we're really booming up there. The wind is blowing like crazy out there right now. So, I mean, it's hot out there, but there is a pretty stiff breeze blowing too. So anyway, if you know what I'm talking about, let me know, okay? Because here in the Midwest, it seems like our lives revolve around the weather, okay? I'm not going to lie, yes, it does. But anyway, so I love sharing our low-carb lifestyle. Yesterday, if you happened to see my post about creating something new, I had a lot of people guessing about what I was doing. And I actually was fixing that it's a mini bunt pan made by Dash, which it makes the mini chaffle irons and all of that kind of stuff. So it's a great product, don't get me wrong, but I thought, you know what, not everybody has that. I will be sharing the recipe for what I used yesterday, and how I baked that, how I cooked it. But today I wanted to take that recipe and make it something that anybody can do. You don't have to own the mini Dash. So I'm gonna try to make some muffins out of it today, and I'm gonna bring you along, and we're gonna make muffins, okay? So what I did yesterday was I took my immersion blender and just had a big mason jar and did all the ingredients in an immersion blender. You can use a regular blender. You can use whatever you've got for a blender. I feel like the blender works really good. And that's because of the cream cheese in there. So this is something I have, an attachment for my immersion blender, and I wanted to try it today to see which one works best, okay? Just for my own personal reasons, but any blender that you have will do, okay? I've got eggs in here and cream cheese, and I'm gonna go ahead and add all this stuff except for one ingredient that I'm gonna save for last. So I am going to add sweetener. Okay, this is a granular, it's a monk fruit and erythrit. This is, monk fruit and allulose blend. I get this from Lakanto. Okay, I ordered direct from them. It is a 0-carb sweetener, all natural. That's something we really look for, guys, is taking more natural products and putting them in our bodies. So guys, if you're popping on here with me live, I would love it if you would drop live in the comments. Let me know you're there. So I've got some of the sweetener, and I just keep them just like anything else, guys. If you need information on anything in here, you need to drop your questions in the comments, and I will get back to you personally, let you know what I got going on. I share these recipes, guys, in a group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. It's another page on Facebook that I started several years ago. I've been sharing recipes, ideas, all things low carb to keto that are natural, healthy, and good for us, okay? I'm gonna put in some baking powder. Now guys, I do have this in a baking powder container. I do buy an aluminum-free baking powder because I don't need the aluminum in my system. If you do a deep dive on what aluminum does to our bodies, you won't want it in your system either, okay? Baking powder, vanilla extract. So, guys, I hope you're having a great day. I'm not doing too bad. Like I said, I had several guesses on this yesterday with a lot of different things. And here, after the vanilla extract, I'm going to tell you what my secret ingredient was yesterday. Lemon extract, okay? So this is a lemon and blueberry type muffin. Really, really good. Dave ate it yesterday, and he's like, holy moly, those are amazing. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm hoping... So I've got some lemon extract going in, is make several of them up and put them in the freezer for use later on, okay? So I'm going in with all of this stuff. Now, my last ingredient to go in, guys, is coconut flour. We love coconut flour. It's a very fine flour. No, it does not taste like coconut. But Dave doesn't care for the gritty graininess. He gets a gritty or a grainy. It's not as finely ground in the almond flour. So guys, like I said, if you're getting on here with me live, I'm seeing people, hey, Kale, thank you for sending me hello. I never know if anybody's, I see people watching. Facebook will show me eyeballs up here in the corner, but if nobody's commenting, I'm not sure if I'm getting out there or not. So like I said, let me know where you're watching from. So coconut flour going in, and I'm going to get that off the top of that. All right, so I've got eggs, cream cheese, coconut flour, my sweetener, baking powder, vanilla extract, and lemon extract. Super simple, all things that you can keep in your house, in your cupboard, in your pantry all the time. So this is going to get a little loud, but this is just my immersion blender, guys. I love this little thing. It's going to mix things together really, really well. And I'm going to have to go in there and scrape it, but it's also fairly quiet. My Ninja blender is just really, really loud. And with the kids napping, I thought, yeah, maybe I'll just get out the immersion blender. Besides that, like I said, I used that yesterday when I made this recipe. And I'm going to show you what I made yesterday, guys. Give me just a couple of minutes here to get this going one more time. The thing with coconut flour too, guys, if you ever use that, coconut flour absorbs a lot. So you cannot use coconut flour as a replacement one-to-one for other types of flours. It has a different measurement, okay? So that's one thing about coconut flour. Another thing is once you add coconut flour, like I'm going to have to let this sit for a little bit before I put it into the muffin tins because it is slow to absorb moisture. Okay, so I'm going to have to let it sit and let it do its thing for about 10 to 15 minutes. However, it is a very wonderful option for a low-carb to keto-type lifestyle. Okay, now guys, like I was saying, I'm going to be sharing this recipe over in Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. If you're not a member and you'd like to be a member, you can either search it up at the top in the search bar for Facebook, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, or you can drop a group in the comments and I'll get you a link underneath your comment with a link to go add. I'm not having any luck adding people. And I feel like if you really, really want to be in there, once you comment group, come back in a few hours or the next day and I'll get you a link left there. Facebook's been kind of hiding some of my notifications too. I don't know what's going on with them. Okay, so guys, I just blended this all up. I've got a batter, but I'm going to have to let this sit for a little bit, okay? Because like I was telling you, that coconut flour is slow to absorb. So even though it seems kind of loosey-goosey right now, let me see if I can show you. In 10 to 15 minutes, it's going to be more like a batter and less liquid, okay? So anyway, that's my tip on coconut flour. Guys, you can use coconut flour for anything, okay? You can use it to bread chicken, to fry chicken. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. It's a great option for a low-carb lifestyle, keto-type lifestyle. I got hoodlums coming up here for snacks.
I'm here for food because I didn't eat lunch.
You're here for food because you didn't eat lunch.
Nope.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and they just realized they didn't eat lunch. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Jaden, by the way, I was awake at 11.
Oh,
Jaden was awake at like
Okay.
6.
Okay, what do you guys want? Are you eating, Jeffrey? No, you don't want that. Okay, well, I'll let you guys dig for what you want. Jaden, you go ahead and fix yours. Sorry about that, guys. I'm really, really sorry. We're not having ice cream for lunch, okay? We can have ice cream later. I'll send it home with Gammy and Gampy for you. Okay, so guys, here's what I made yesterday, okay? This is the blueberries. Now I will, once I spoon this, I'm gonna spoon this into my muffin cups, and then I'm gonna just put 3 or 4 frozen blueberries on top of each one. I've got my oven heated to 350. Thank you, Sandy. My oven's heated to 350, and I'm gonna time it out, okay? I'm thinking 15-ish minutes, but we're gonna see where that goes, okay? But this is what I made yesterday in the mini bundt, okay? So you can see the blueberries on the bottom. So sweet, so good. I'll show you that mini bundt pan. They're pretty cool. I do use it. I've got several recipes that I like for this. You could have left that in there, Jeff. This is it, okay? You just fill this up and close the lid after you preheat it, and you've got a little bitty bundt cake like this. Hey, Nancy. So super duper good, super duper simple, and you know what? You know me, that's the way I like it. The more simple, the better. Having me some hot coffee this afternoon. I need the boost that my coffee gives me. Their mom and dad left today
To go on a cruise.
for a cruise for a
Which makes
week.
no sense.
And guess who's gonna have them? And I gotta be able to keep up with them. That's where this comes in. Not to mention the sinuses, and the hot coffee has helped drain my sinuses out. Now guys, this is a lot like my pink punch that I drink every afternoon, except this is coffee. Now you might think, well, I couldn't drink coffee that late in the day, but this is our decaf or lower calf. It's not decaf. Very low caffeinated coffee. So the boost of the heat has been bringing some more junk out of my sinuses in the afternoon, and I get all the benefits of my pink punch. So if you need info about this stuff, drop info in the comments, and we'll chat just a little bit. Hey, Kathleen, how is the weather in North Dakota? Debbie, hello. Oh, how fun. You want to come on over, Sandy, and you'll think fun. There's a reason that God gives children to young people, okay? They're fun when you're the grandparents, but there is a reason God gives children to young people. I'm not going to lie.
How long do I put it in?
What's the matter, bud?
How long do I put it in?
Oh, here. Let me help you. You're microwaving?
Yeah.
55 seconds.
55.
That you would think they know how to do this, okay? So anyway, as you can see, guys, this is setting up. I've got about 5 more minutes. I got about 5 more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take this stirring thing out of there. I should have taken it out a long time ago. And you know what I'm going to do is, even though this isn't probably quite set as it could be, I'm going to go ahead and show you just kind of how I'm going to put them in there. I'm looking to maybe get 9 or so, thinking maybe I might run over to 12. I'm not real sure. I'm going to take this to the sink, otherwise I'm going to make a mess. I'll be right back. So,
Hello.
Jeffrey, you're so silly. Okay, so guys, I'm not going to lie. I do support a lot of other small businesses. Pampered Chef is one of my favorites. Pampered Chef is my go-to for doing muffins and things like that. Typically, this one has a 20 on the little thing in there. I have no idea what that means. Shh. Oh my gosh, I thought it was being invaded. So, anyway, I usually take just 1 scoop and I put that into 1 muffin liner, okay? And I'm just gonna fill as many muffin liners as I can. And then I'm gonna take 2 or 3 blueberries, frozen blueberries. I'm gonna drop those right on the top, and then I'm gonna stick them in the oven to bake them. Super simple. Like I said, that's us. I don't like to take a lot of time out of my day. And I know I see great little helpers. Yeah, right. Thanks, Dawn. Come on over. You know, they always act like they're so shy when I get on these, and then it's like they flock to get on here with me. I'm not gonna lie. Silly little stinkers is what they are. So anyway, guys, this is great. They are definitely keto, low carb options. You don't have to give up the sweets. You just need to replace what you're using if that's a problem. I know some of you have been following me, watching my morning talks. I call them TED Talks. I don't know what they are. I get on my stories every morning and I talk kind of about our day and just different things like that. Many of you have messaged me about Dave because he's been struggling with some issues. And a lot of you have said, get him to the doctor. Guys, I even though sometimes I don't think the doctors always know what they're talking about, we don't not go to the doctor, okay? He did see a specialist yesterday. They gave him a lot of answers, and today was a much better day for him. And just as I thought, I've got 9 of them, okay? So I'm gonna pop these in the oven and I'm gonna watch them. But yesterday he did see a specialist. We got a lot of answers. He felt much better today. But I personally want to thank y'all for your prayers and reaching out to me. It warms my heart. You know, like I said, I get raw and real sometimes about our journey. Not always on here, but if you want to watch more, definitely you can get into my stories and watch what I'm talking about in the mornings. Because I do get a little bit more open with what's going on. But, you know, he is diabetic. He is still on medication. He never ever got completely off all his medications. He got off some. And, you know, as we age, guys, our bodies change and we have to continue to change with that. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're in a transition period, but I'm not going to lie. This stuff right here has helped us so much because typically at a time like this where we're struggling, I would not be a happy camper at all. And this helps me to stay calm, along with its little golden sidekick. But it's also helped us because it helps to balance out your body. It helps your body function like it needs to function. And even though his body is a little not functioning right now, I can't even imagine where we'd be without these products. Cannot imagine. Hey, Dawn, thanks so much. So, like I said, hey, Cindy, sorry, guys, if I've missed you telling you hello. I get so engrossed in what I'm doing. Sometimes it's like squirrel moment. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I got to get these in the oven. After I put some blueberries on them, I'll show you. I just buy frozen blueberries, guys. Whatever. These came from Aldi. I love to shop Aldi. I feel like I can get out of there way cheaper than I get out of some of the other stores. But literally, I'm going to take 2 or 3, drop them on the top, and then they're going to go in and bake. That's it. So, guys, I'm going to get this recipe up. Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. I just got to figure out how long to bake these. And I'll also put the one up for this one, the mini dash bunt maker, because these are fun. You can frost them. You can do whatever you want with them. And I've made several recipes with that too. So if you need to be in the group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, drop group in the comments or go search for it yourself. And if you need info on our duos, drop info in the comments. I'll get back to you. And I hope you have a great day. If you're somewhere where it's extremely hot like it is here, stay in, stay cool, stay safe, okay? Smile, pass that smile on. We'll talk later, guys. Bye-bye.